Hello, friend. Welcome, Carm Capriato, with a special recording from ASA Colorado 2020. This event was held at Lincoln College of Technology in Denver, and with me is technician Jarrod Alexander, who was presenting his first training class ever on a topic that I don't think has ever been taught by a technician.
The good thing was it didn't happen because I had so much interaction from everybody and so many questions on how to try to work through things and make things better.
Welcome, aftermarketers, to Remarkable Results Radio. Listen to learn just one thing from today's episode on your journey to remarkable results. Hello, friend. Carm Capriato, the Aftermarket Podcast Guy, pursuing excellence, as you know, and quality content through the essential voices of the aftermarket. And with me is Jarrod Alexander, technician at BG Automotive from Fort Collins, Colorado. And Jarrod discusses becoming a lean technician. But first, hey, for all you shop owners and techs out there, Apex registration will open in April. Now, the dates are November 3rd through the 5th at the Sands Expo and Caesars Forum in Las Vegas. If you loved Apex 2019, just wait until you see what's in store for 2020. You'll hear all about it right here on the podcast. And for more information, visit aapexshow.com. Hey, listen and learn each week and strive to take just one thing away with you. One thing that sparked an idea or action within you and that you can implement or even pass on. Now, the stories you hear from our guests show that remarkable results comes in many forms and fashions, some instant and many more disguised as daily challenges that were overcome. Now, adapt these ideas to your needs, and one day we'll be interviewing you. Yeah, I had a special opportunity to interview a technician, Jarrod Alexander, who completed his first ever training seminar. Now, Jarrod explains how it happened, how he overcame his stage fright, and the power of his message. He's teaching what he knows best, how to be a lean technician. Find the talking points for this episode at remarkableresults.biz/E520. Hey, during this time of concern with the COVID-19 pandemic, continuing to hone your learning curve will keep you sharp and on top of your game. Don't languish or reverse course. Use your logical mind to rethink your priorities and protect your people and customers, and never stop finding your next rise. Hey, a warm welcome to Jarrod Alexander from BG Auto, Fort Collins here in Colorado. How are you, man?
Doing great. It's a pleasure to be here.
I'm happy you're here. We're at the ASA Colorado Summit here again in January 2020. You know, I've had my now taste of this thing. I did my keynote this morning. I've been around a lot of the classrooms, just had lunch. This event is on fire.
Yes.
It's unbelievable. I want to help you understand why Jarrod's in the seat across from me in my studio. He works for BG Auto in Fort Collins, and he works for Brian Gossel, who's been on the show before. And when Brian introduced Jarrod to me, he says, here's my hot rod based #1 machine technician. But Carm, for the first time ever, he's actually teaching a class here. And I said, now that's a story we have to tell. Technician to trainer overnight to your first class. So I would really love to know, who approached you, and then what idea did you come up with, and how long did it take you to write this? And now you've given your morning session and you have to go back and give the afternoon. What's going through your mind, man?
To start, I talked with Brian about a year and a half ago about actually wanting to teach kind of what it is that I do as far as being an efficient technician and being able to produce hours and have cars not coming back all the time.
Got it.
Taking care of our customers is, obviously our #1 priority, keeping them coming back to us so that we can keep their vehicles on the road, keep them trustworthy for them. I had a kind of a health issue a little while ago where I actually overworked myself to a point to where my body started reacting and shutting down on me. So
what's that like? Because I think it's happened to me.
I actually had some times where I missed about a month and a half of work. Wow. And my body, I couldn't get up in the mornings.
Well, that's pretty serious.
Yeah. So right. It was pretty bad, but I've come back around from it and starting to recover from it and everything. Okay. So, I've actually slowed myself down, and in doing so, it's actually sped myself back up to where I've become so much more efficient to where I'm doing the same amount of work, but not actually working as hard.
Oh, so you're working smarter.
So I'm working a lot smarter than I was.
That's a great cliche. I've heard that before.
So it's been a really amazing learning experience for me to go through. And having Brian and Phil at BG to kind of help me and working through everything and working as a team together. And that's part of one of our biggest things is, we're a family there. We're a very close unit to where we all talk to each other. We all have our inputs and we all listen to each other. And it makes the biggest difference ever to have that camaraderie and interaction with each other all the time.
So Brian came to you and says, hey, would you like to teach a class?
Yeah, so Brian actually came to me at the end of November and said, hey, by the way, we're eating lunch, and says, hey, by the way, I signed you up for the ASA class. You're teaching.
I teach it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, boss, I'll go to that class. What's the name of it? Well, you pick.
And he's like, I was like, okay, what are we doing? And it was really awesome because I didn't even hesitate about it. I didn't even think about it. I just said yes.
Wow.
Because it made me, I felt really honored the fact that he trusts me and believes in me enough to teach a class and be able to, share my experiences with other people.
Yeah.
And at the same time, have the availability to learn from other people in the same class. It's always been a want for me to be able to teach and give back just because of how I started out, because I started out as an apprentice and I was lucky enough to be in a shop where they took care of me in that same way.
So how many classes have you been in as a participant, learning and observing your trainer and taking away as much as you can? Now you're in the crow's nest.
Yep. So I've been probably over 100 classes, training classes over the years. And today's class, my first class, I was completely terrified to begin with. And within about 15, 20 minutes, it just came out. Everything was natural. And I lost all my fears and everything just came out really easy. All of my experience came out and I didn't have to think.
Is it because you went over this in your head multiple times? You really studied your material? You knew it?
No, it's actually because more of this is what I do every day. It came out from my production ability every day. So this whole week, I actually just built my PowerPoint with my wife. She helped me put everything together and I got everything done within the last week.
You walked in with confidence, but you had to get the nerves out of your stomach.
Yep. Okay.
And it only took 15 minutes.
Yep. Because I had such a great interaction from everybody in the class. It just took all the fear away of failing and
the acceptance. What do you think it was? Did you say a few things and all of a sudden you could see the twinkle in someone's eye that says, my God, man, he's been there and done that?
Exactly. It wasn't just, he's just another guy seeing other people's experiences. He's actually doing this every single day.
He's telling us what it means to him. His wisdom is coming out in the class because, of course, your great experiences, because you broke things a few times.
Absolutely.
You learned.
Unfortunately, I've learned. Yes.
Yeah. Well, good. Yeah, I asked that question this morning. Anybody break anything here?
My hand was one of the first ones.
Yeah, I know it was. So what was the class? What's the title of the class?
The class is How to Be a Lean Technician. The idea is how to find the times where you're actually losing 5, 10, 15 minutes in between parts or work orders or talking, trying to figure out where your next step needs to be, or overstepping your sold diagnostic times. So that way you're not wasting your time or the customer's time for that matter by trying to overlook and overdiagnose a car that doesn't need to be.
Hey, if you loved Apex 2019, just wait until you see what's in store for 2020. Personally, I can't wait to see and experience the new Repair Shop HQ. It's a dedicated area to meet the needs of the service professional. Now, in this new space, you'll find everything you need to drive sales, profits, and productivity. You'll see demos in a fully built-out 6-bay shop to simulate a real-world experience. Top industry trainers will lead sessions in 2 new training theaters on topics like alternative fuel vehicles, diagnostics, telematics, and under-hood and under-car challenges. And there's more. The tool and equipment section and the mobile heat transfer heating air conditioning section are moving to this new area. Plus, a new tire section and tool and equipment demo theater will be nearby. Now, there's so much new at Apex 2020, you just can't miss it. November 3rd through the 5th in Las Vegas. Registration opens in April at aapexshow.com. Keep listening right here for more news about Apex 2020.
When you say lean, are you thinking, you're trying to think a couple of steps ahead or?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Trying to look forward through your process before you actually start. So that way, once you start, you've already got systems and process that are working for you instead of against you.
Does the business provide that foundation, or is this all yours?
It provides the foundation because that's the way our team works.
Okay.
But this is something that I learned when I first started.
Okay.
Like I said, when I started as an apprentice, I worked with a heavy line technician.
But you came from the dealerships, right?
No, I started in a private shop.
Okay.
But I've worked for GM dealers. I've worked at tire shops. I've worked at quite a few private owned shops. So
how long have you been with Brian?
I've been with Brian for over 5 years.
5 years.
Yep.
He tells me you're a machine.
Everyone calls me a machine, yes. People say I make them tired while they watch me work.
So does that mean you're a multitasker? Because if you want to be a lean technician, your steps
have to be pre-planned, pre-thought before you actually take them.
And you want to make sure that, your bench and your computer and everything is in a place where you know that it is. So it's almost natural when you move,
exactly.
Right?
You want every movement to be completely natural. You don't want to have to, you want your body to move before you have to think that it needs to move.
Okay.
You want everything to be nice and fluid instead of, okay, what do I have to do next? Okay, what do I have to do next? You want to pre-think through every process so that way your third step is you've already completed 2 steps before you take your third step.
Got it. Does the entire team live in this same world you live?
No.
Okay, so this is unique to you, but has anyone looked over and says, this guy's got something here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And have you been asked to teach it, or you just say observe and learn?
Kind of observe and learn.
Okay.
But
now you're teaching it.
But now I'm teaching it.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to do because I want to give back the same way that I was given the opportunities to learn.
Can you teach this to all the techs in the shop?
I think I can.
In the company?
I've gotten quite a few to actually be able to increase their hours already with easily change things. Changing your organization in your toolbox. Changing, instead of letting a car sit in a stall, being able to pull it out and pull in the next car. Changing the time frames between waiting between each ticket, or having a domino effect of where you repair one car, do an inspection on another car, repair the next car, and then by that time that inspection that you completed has sold, so you have that car to work on. You're
managing triage. I mean, you're moving the chess pieces on the board.
Exactly.
But on your own, there's no shop manager doing this for you.
No, and again though, but I can't do what I do without my whole team being able to support what I'm doing. So it's not just a one-man show by any means.
Wow.
It takes a village, just like they say to raise kids, It takes everybody to make a clock work. It takes everybody meshing together to have everything work correctly.
Good stuff so far, Jarrod. Thank you. So the reaction from the eyes and the questions from the class, look at this as it's my first time. I was a little nervous. I come down after 15 minutes. What's your takeaway from the people, the students in the class, technicians that are in the class?
Honestly, for me, it's gratitude and respect, because the fact that they took the time out to be in my class
you're giving gratitude and respect to them.
Exactly, yeah.
Have you felt any vibe back to you?
Absolutely. I had quite a few of them come up to me after the class and tell me that they had already taken notes and realized, some of the things that they were losing time and money on because of just processes that they weren't doing efficiently enough or correctly. We can't get time back. So trying to manage our time and make it work for us instead of against us is the goal to try to figure out.
Your first class, you're teaching what? 6 hours worth?
Almost, yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, that's a long, long time to get up and talk and to have PowerPoints and discussion. 6 hours of lean.
I actually didn't get through it all either.
No, you've got that much more?
I didn't get that lean in my class of teaching lean processes, but the good thing was it didn't happen because I had so much interaction from everybody and so many questions on how to try to work through things and make things better.
So the class got into the weeds with you.
Absolutely.
Oh, this is great. How to. Yep. This maybe wasn't a how-to class, but you moved it to a how-to.
Absolutely. That was honestly my goal from the beginning, to not just spout out information of people having to work through and listen, but to involve them with their conflicts and figure out how to make things better for them, not just tell them my experience, because everyone has different experiences. Everybody works a little bit differently.
Yeah.
So my goal is to find out a little bit of the way they work and help them tweak the way that they're working to find those couple extra minutes. And throughout an 8-hour day, if you save 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, you wind up with an extra 45 minutes to an hour at the end of the day that you have time to do an extra job or an extra inspection on a vehicle.
So you've given us a couple of great pointers. Appreciate that. Is there anything, other really great low-hanging fruit that you could offer us as an idea? How about if the battery charger's in the right place, or the ladder's in the right place, or, like you say, you organize your tools, but getting and touching some of the equipment that you need is within access. I mean, that's a team. A lot of that is a team project,
exactly.
Right?
And that's something that is actually hit in my classes. Having your environment set up around you, not just your tools, but all the shop equipment in a position to where it's easily accessible, or if someone moves it, everybody kind of communicates with each other. Hey, this is over there. So you're not spending an hour searching for it.
But it should be in the same place when it's done, so that if it's not there, someone's using it.
Yep.
It's not sitting idle.
It's not sitting idle.
So if it's idle, it's in its home.
Yep.
Everything has a home.
Yep.
I've seen a shop that has unbelievable amount of organization and everything has a home. And in fact, I visited a warehouse once. They came out of a lean process, and there were pictures of pallets on the floor, and there were spray painted ladders on the wall.
Yep.
And we all started to ask questions. Why is that there? Well, that's where the pallets go. They don't go where you feel you'd like to put them. You put them there, first of all, safety issues. So you know that, hey, you're walking down the aisle, there's going to be a stack of pallets. Or you're looking for that mobile cart or the pallet jack. And I know I'm talking warehousing.
Well, we've actually implemented a lot of that in our shop as well at BG. And to the point to where we've actually, all of our fluid exchange machines, we took a picture of them where they belong and numbered them in order for the direction that they belong, so that they're always put back in that same order, same position, so they're easy to get to and easy to find.
I did an interview with a shop owner, Leon Martin, and Leon says, when we buy a new piece of equipment, if it doesn't have a place on the shelf, we don't buy it. So if we decide to buy it, we go to the shelf where all the scan tools and all the tools would be, and we say, where are we going to put this? We open a spot, we order it, when it comes in, it has a home. It has a home.
It gets labeled, it has a home, and it's got its place to be. And that way everyone knows where it's at all times.
These are just moments, aren't they?
Yeah.
But we're too busy sometimes in our normal world, and the chaos and the stress of being in business. But your proof in the pudding is slow down a moment so you can speed up.
Exactly. That's absolutely right. And that took me a while to figure out, but when you're actually doing it, it works and flows so much easier, and there's so much less stress than trying to clutter through everything at all times.
Okay, so you're given this class, and say you're going to ask to give it maybe travel 100 miles away here and just go give it at another city for the ASA group. It's 6 months down the road. Brian goes to you and says, hey, what's the next class you're going to write? What's it going to be?
I would probably improve this one a little bit more.
Okay.
Especially with the information that I was able to get back from the class with the interactions.
Trust me, this happens. Every time I give a talk, it changes.
Yep.
You're going to go back and you're going to say, I should have done that more. I'm going to take that slide out. I realize epiphany. I got to put this in here.
Exactly.
You should be a constant tweaker.
Absolutely.
That's good.
Yep.
Enjoy the class. Love it. Don't push the boundaries. Carm is always just thinking about tomorrow, but that's okay. That's what I do. Jarrod Alexander, BG Automotive, Fort Collins, and his first ever training session here at ASA Colorado on being a lean technician. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for being on board to listen and learn from the premier automotive aftermarket podcast. Until next time.